Brian Kelly has been fired on Sunday evening following an embarrassing loss to Texas A&M, losing 3 of their last 4 against the SEC opponents on their schedule with, well, nothing but trouble left, including a Bama team that wants every bit of them following this bye week. But now we have reached 12 FBS openings before Halloween. But I think this is the best one of all, and I come up with 5 names I think you should watch heading into this coaching cycle where everybody is for sale. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Who would you like to see as the next head coach at LSU? I got a few names to look for, but as I said, everybody's for sale. Yes, everybody is for sale, but I do not believe that everybody is leaving. For instance, I'm going to go ahead and rule out Ryan Day at Ohio State. You're not going to get him. He's in a great spot. They're looking like they're going to defend, and Ohio State is the best job in all of college football. This, me being an Oklahoma guy, saying it to you. There are a number of different directions you can go with this, right? Another guy I'm going to rule out from the jump is Deion Sanders. He is very happy at Colorado, even though they're sorry right now. They bent over backwards to make themselves a comfortable spot for him. And he has been through a lot already with them. And he's getting paid $10 million to have a team that ain't very good. You know, they're not very good. 3-5. They got embarrassed by Utah last night. Well, go ahead and rule him out. You know what I'm saying? Alabama, Kalen DeBoer, rule him out too. Kirby Smart, Georgia, he ain't coming. But there are other guys you can get, just not everybody that you want to get. So let's talk about 5 of these dudes that I've circled. And let's talk about the most obvious choice, I think, for LSU fans right now. It's got to be Lane Kiffin because of what he's been able to do at Ole Miss, the kind of character that he is, and just how good Ole Miss has been given the resources available to them. LSU has more, is better, is the second best job in all of college football. If you can just wrap your arms around the state of Louisiana, you can walk out with the next Marshall Faulk, the next Peyton Manning, the next Leonard Fournette. I can keep going down the line. All they do at Louisiana is create football players. They create outstanding football players. And once Nick Saban figured out the sauce was this little thing called integration, everybody made some money and everybody could win. They won with 3 different personalities as a head coach. One super serious Nick Saban. One dude that nobody could quite take seriously but took himself very seriously in Les Miles. Another dude that didn't quite take himself as seriously as we did, but, you know, as it got toward the end, we took him a little less seriously, and then it came off the rails, and it had Orgeron. All 3 of those guys won national championships. One of those guys had a Heisman Trophy winner. Even Brian Kelly had a Heisman Trophy winner and got LSU to an SEC championship game. They got stomped on 50-20, but the point is the same. This is where we at, okay? Anybody can win at LSU. Anybody. But what they will not tolerate is any of that I hate to even put it this way. Disrespect. They just not going to tolerate no disrespect. Like, that's all. Like, I thought first, your man, Brian Kelly, came out here throwing a Southern accent from Massachusetts, which was embarrassing to hear and insulting to look at. The disrespect runs deep with BK. It's just how you get down. Matter of fact, I think he would fit in perfectly at Oklahoma State. They like that over there. Don't ask me why, but trust me, they like that over there. You mean we not built that way? What are the let me not make a joke that people can't get. We just not built that way. Okay? We just not built that way. But they like that at Stillwater. They like a do it my way type of dude. So who else does that leave? Well, quite a few, right? You can go outside the box. And I'm not saying these guys are on my list, but you can go outside the box, right? Actually, these dudes aren't on my list. So I'm going to just throw them out there. Eric Morris in North Texas, been doing a great job. They have a high-flying offense. It's a lot of fun. I would call it adjacent or just to the left of another guy that I might suggest that might fit right there at LSU. Another guy to look at that I think could be cool for you is Jason Eck at New Mexico, coming up from Idaho. Probably doesn't have the kind of credentials that you would like to have, but he builds great football teams and they play well and they play fast. And he's doing a lot at New Mexico, which ain't got no money. So stepping into a place like LSU might be just a little too big, might be just a little too much. But, you know, I kick the tires on it. Go see what it's like. John Summerall at Tulane. It's like, yo, I'm around the way. Come see me. Come see me. We 7-1. Come see me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm right here. You know, what else we got to do? Well, how we gonna make this go? You know, come see me. That's what I would be on. I'd be on some come see me. You know, I'd be like, hey, look, give me what you gave him, and I'm gonna treat you right. I'm going to take you out. We're going to go dancing. You know, your friends going to love me. Your baby daddy's kids going to love me too. You know what I mean? We can make this happen. That's all. I'm what you need. That's what he come out there doing. I think that's what Lane Kiffin ought to be doing. But Lane Kiffin probably thinks he can win a national championship at Ole Miss. Believe it when I see it, dog. They're good, but I don't not winning no national championship. Also, LSU getting a jump on Florida State is kind of funny. That's just kind of funny. Like they found the $27 million to make Brian Kelly go away. Next guy I want to talk about on a list that I think is a better fit, but not one that is going to be as loud as Glenn Schumann, the defensive coordinator at Georgia. Glenn Schumann, who has come up with outstanding linebacker after outstanding linebacker after outstanding linebacker, who studied underneath Kirby and Nick Saban at Bama, then followed Kirby to Georgia, has been there basically ever since, and feels like another Dan Lanning waiting to happen, man. He is as put together as they come. He is sound in his recruiting. He is sound in his charisma, and I believe that he could show up to LSU with the proper amount of respect, but also with the proper amount of credentials for everybody to let it go that he doesn't have any head coaching experience. This is still a sport where we just hire retreads. Once you get into head coaching, it's really difficult for people not to take you seriously anymore. But it's really hard to get into head coaching. That's a gig that's really tough. And it's getting tougher now because it's not head coaching. It's CEO gig. So they want somebody that understands how to be a head coach as opposed to someone that knows how to coach football. That might be a knock that you have, but I think you can help that group grow up quick, fast, and in a hurry if that's what you want to do, okay? I think that's the way to go. I think that's better than hiring Lane Kiffin, but it ain't my job to make that decision. It might be Jeff Landry, who's the governor of Louisiana. Just funny, because governor of Louisiana actually has some things to say, like legally, to say about what LSU is or isn't doing for its football team. That's Louisiana something else, man. But Scott Woodward already on it. I know he is. Looking for who want the job, who want to come up. Got Jimmy Sexton on line one. Jimmy Sexton going to be moving these things around. You know what I'm saying? Next guy I think you should take a look at, a little bit outside the box. I'll admit, I understand it, but hear me out. It's Dabo Swinney. Clemson might have had enough of Dabo Swinney, in which case Clemson would be wrong, but Clemson might have had enough of this. Dabo might not have had enough of this. And if you give Dabo Swinney LSU, oh my God, this might be what it would have happened back when Jimbo Fisher could still coach, when he got blocked to be the head coach at UAB, but probably could have been the head coach at LSU. I feel like Dabo's bringing in everything that people want Saban to bring back to LSU. Like that's diabolical. Like you put Dabo Swinney and his ability to recruit and his ability to talk with media, talk at media, turn everybody into an adversary, turn everybody on your squad into a team leader for you. Somebody want to go out there and understand it. Also someone who got it up out the mud, who's from the South. You can't go wrong with this. I think his buyout is astronomical. And I'm not sure that that's something even LSU would want to do, but I would want to do it. If Dabo Swinney shows some interest, it's like Shohei Ohtani. Well, I think nobody's Shohei Ohtani. Let me back up off that. You find the money. You find a way. Micah Parsons. There it is. Micah Parsons going on a trade block. You find a way. You find a way to go get him. That's what you do. If he says, even with a little bit, I'll come, go get him, right? Not saying Micah had anything to do with moving to Green Bay other than I don't want to be in Dallas anymore, but you get my point there. Next guy that I think you should take a look at. I understand how y'all feel about Memphis head coaches, but Ryan Silverfield has been doing a really, really outstanding job at Memphis. And I get that nobody wants to hire another Mike Norvell, but I would also tell you Mike Norvell had Florida State undefeated until Jordan Travis got hurt and nothing was the same. You know what I mean? Like it's a Drake record now over there at Florida State. They can't blow it up again. They just got to come up with the money to get him up out of there. I don't know that Ryan Silverfield is where you want to go, but he's been working in Memphis, which is like, that's like working in Baton Rouge. That's like working in New Orleans. If you know, you know. You can't move around Memphis for very long if you don't know how to get it down in Memphis. And I say this as a man who has spent quite a lot of time in Memphis, and I know how to move around. I think Ryan Silverfield has learned how to move around. And you can't get the other dudes. Maybe you take a look at him. And then my favorite out-the-box one is Lincoln Riley. So there was this big old rumor when it looked like it was going to go bad for Oklahoma and Lincoln Riley when, it was LSU, that everybody thought he was going to go to LSU. Everybody thought LSU, and he ends up at SC. It ain't been going well. He hasn't done what they thought he was going to do there. He hasn't done what he thought he was going to do there. The Heisman Trophy winners winner is one thing, but they expect you to play for championships. They expect you to win championships. They expect to be in the playoff. They lose another game, they're nowhere near that. And his buyout is something like 90 plus $1 million, you know. However, if he just wanted to pick up and go, like if Dabo wanted to just pick up and go, and you're LSU, and you think maybe he's learned a thing or two, and he does want the real challenge of coaching in the SEC, which is the thing that he had to beat back with a broom, because Oklahoma was going to the SEC and he left for what was the Pac-12. Now the Pac-12 is imploded. Now he's in the Big Ten. Whole thing, right? And USC operates on the LSU schedule of, we don't need your money. We make plenty ourselves. And yet it still hadn't gotten done. And that might be the knock for him. But I think with a little bit of LSU sauce, as I told you, Edwards run, Les Miles, Nick Saban, all won national championships there. All of them. If he can't do it, that's a him problem. That's not an LSU problem. The thing about LSU is they will find somebody who can.